Hi everyone, welcome back. I am Amalia and I am doing the 100 Ohio Challenge for StopSuicide.com. Today's run is super special for me. Today I am honoring someone who took his own life. Today I am honoring a Ranger, an U.S. Army Ranger, and he was a friend and comrade of my husband. His name was Ranger Sergeant Willis Elias. He served with my husband in the LURS D, and he was a ranger with the 75th Ranger Regiment. Sergeant Elias took his life back on 1 December 1997. Pretty much every year, and I come across some information. Pardon the pink. I must have at the time only had pink paper, but his information that I come across is basically the notice that was sent out back then. Yes, these sheets of paper are 22 years old, and these are the same ones that I've had. And the reason why I want to share some information and honor him is because there's a saying when someone passes, especially in the military and police department, that the whole rest in peace and you will never be forgotten. Well, in this case, um, I believe Sergeant Elias has been forgotten. I will give you the example of I looked for him on the internet. I looked for an obituary. I Googled him. I went through Facebook. I did all sorts of different things on the internet. And the only place I found his name was under the Ranger Foundation, and where he has a brick with his name on it. And although that is super special, that's the only thing I found. I could not even find this information that I have. So my run, what I wanted to do for him and what I've done already pre this video is I ran yesterday in his honor, and I'm going to show that video now. That run was super special for me. And I'll tell you, it was pretty emotional for me. Pretty much at the beginning, I was quite emotional because it really takes a lot for someone to go through that thought process and fight those demons and then take action and kill themselves, which is what he did. Sergeant Elias worked at Boeing Aircraft, where he was an engineer and also served in the military with the LURS D. And he was under a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. My husband spoke with him several days, if not maybe a couple weeks, before he took his life. And all my husband spoke with him about his stress. There were no indications, there were no signs that he was so stressed that suicide was a thought in his mind. Sergeant Elias took his life and left a wife, a little baby, and a family dog. We never got to attend the funeral. We didn't even know what the plans were. One of the things that was indicated in the announcements was that his wife did not want any communication. So we respected that, but we respected it to the extreme. For as I wished, we would have dug a little deeper and attended a funeral. Sergeant Elias was known as a hard charger. He was known as someone who had a lot of passion about his service in the military. He was known to be a soldier who gave 200% in everything that he did. One of the comments were that he trained soldiers so well that they were prepared to go to war. So back then, we were pre the 9/11, and many soldiers had not seen combat, except my husband. Soldier suicide is real, and veteran suicide is real. My call to action to you today, whether you are currently serving in the military, a veteran, a wife, a family member, a friend, is to have the resources available. So, my call to action to you today is to simply take a picture or screenshot of the information below this video. The National Suicide Line, StopSoldierSuicide.com, and all the other programs that are available out there, and keep them on your phone, because someone may need that information, and you may just be that person that has that information. Suicide is increasing, and since this pandemic, the National Suicide Hotline has gone up 600% in calls. And those are for people who are reaching out. Imagine the ones that are not reaching out. That number is greater. The journey, this mission that I have been on this past month to raise a simple $300 and to run the difficult 100 miles to raise awareness is almost over. I am in pain and my legs hurt, but I can tell you that every step I have taken to do this 100-mile challenge has been so well worth it. So I wanted to let you all know that when I did my run for Sergeant Elias, I did do it with the t-shirt. I am not a t-shirt person. I did wear the t-shirt. And I carried the flag. And I really thought I wouldn't be able to carry the flag the entire run. But I was able to, and I did. And my husband was there on a bike, taking the photos and cheering me on, and there for me in case he needed to take the flag from me. But at a certain point, I said, I am not giving up this flag. And now, because we are in this crisis in America as far as patriotism and Americanism, I just wanted to share the reaction that I got from the flag. At first, I got some excitement when I was on the track. And then I got people who were kind of nervous. They didn't know how to respond. You know, here's a female running with this big American flag and a Stop Soldier Suicide t-shirt. And really, I don't think they knew how to respond. But I was cordial to everyone I passed. I said hello because I wanted them to see that shirt. And of course, they could see my flag. And that's my contribution. I wanted to say thank you to those who have donated and have supported me. And when I say supporters who have supported me, those are people that have talked to me about my run, have encouraged me with their words. They have encouraged me with their claps. And I totally appreciate that, more than you will ever know. And I also wanted to say thank you to those who believed in me so much to make a financial contribution to this cause. And I wanted to mention Tom Cleary. Tom Cleary is one of my husband's former partners on the police department. He is also a former Marine, but also he is a former soldier. And he was my biggest donor. And this is quite funny because it was 11 o'clock at night, Eastern Standard Time, the night I discovered I do so much better as a night runner. And I was on the treadmill and I put it out there. And I was only trying to get up to $200, and I was at 210, and he came on in and donated the $90 and bumped me up to $300. You know, Tom, I hope you don't mind, but he and his wife have both been suffering from COVID-19 at a time when he needs to take care of himself and his wife. He stepped in to help the fellow soldiers. And this is nothing new for Tom, because this is how Tom is. Always, always helping everyone else. So Tom, thank you for your direct and indirect support to military service members and veterans. I totally appreciate it. To my sister and my brother, thank you so much. You do not have Facebook and cannot contribute through Facebook. So you found another route through a third party and just immediately sent them money. And then it made its way around and back to me, and I was able to get the contribution credited in your name. You have been there for me. You constantly send me messages, private messages, and you also post them on Instagram. And I just, I, that is, that means so much to me. Just that daily little bump. You can do it. You're number one, and you're so close. And yeah, it's not an easy mission for a non-athlete. So I wanted to say thank you to those three people: Tom, my sister Christina, and my brother Pete. I totally appreciate you, and I totally appreciate everyone for wanting to support this mission. StopSoldierSuicide.com, sponsored by CombatFlags.com. Thank you.